Hey, Shirley.
Hello.
Do you want to maybe talk about yourself for me for a little bit?
I guess.
I mean, it'll be, I have questions. You don't have to just talk.
Okay, cool. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, the first question I have is, what does burlesque mean to you?
Oh, burlesque. Burlesque is the art of still doing a tease while removing articles of clothes, but you're also bringing art and life to the stage. So whether you're storytelling or, bringing alive a character while you're also doing the art of the tease.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing burlesque?
3 years now. A little over 3 years.
But how long have you been with the Moxies?
About a year and a half. My first show, I had a broken arm and had to sit it out, but I was in the front row of October of 2017. So
yeah, I remember that. Okay, how did you come up with your stage name?
All right, so Shirley is my mom's name, so my maternal grandma. And she was really fashion forward and really ahead of her time in style. And so I wanted an older name. I was doing pinup modeling at the time too. So Shirley kind of fit all those parameters, and then I'm born in spring, which is also my favorite season. So therefore, Shirley Spring, and then I threw in a Miss in there for a little bit of attitude.
A little bit of attitude, okay.
Miss Shirley Spring.
Yeah, it's formal.
Right. As it should be.
Okay, what is your favorite act that you've done?
Oh, probably the Countess of Crown Royal. It's evolved every time I do it, just a little bit more. Actually, coming out of a Crown Royal bag on stage, and I've performed it at a different venue and been recognized back when I went back, and so a lot of fun things with that act. She makes appearances in other people's acts. Yeah.
She's your own little celebrity.
Right. She's my own goddess.
Okay, well, what's your favorite act that you've seen on the Moxie stage?
Oh gosh, I would have to say Transformers. Scarlet Coop, when she first told me about she was kind of responsible for bringing me into the Moxies, and when she told me about the depth and creativity that went into building that costume, I was so inspired that the first show that I sat at, even with my broken arm, I was like, oh my gosh, I get to be a part of this. This is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. What do you do in your leisure time?
I have leisure time?
You might.
I have 4 kids and a whole mess of animals, and I don't sleep, and I restore classic cars and pinstripe and try to hold my life together.
Yeah. That last part, I connect with
right?
that. Okay, what is your favorite smell?
Oh, men's cologne. A guy has to smell nice. It's almost like intoxicating.
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite thing about being a Moxie?
Oh, probably the camaraderie and watching everybody bring their A game to the stage. For me, it's so important to raise the bar with each show and push yourself just a little bit more, even if it is a little bit out of your comfort zone. But even when you're out of your comfort zone, you have the girls that rally around you and the crew that rally around you, giving you support to keep going with that. So you don't feel like, you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Absolutely. What's your favorite Moxie memory?
That would probably have to be BurlyCon of 2017. It was almost the whole entire cast that went, and it was just a time to be goofy. I actually wasn't an official Moxie yet, but I was already hanging out and whatnot, and so just the camaraderie and everything that went on there, and the learning, and we all came back with so many ideas, and so it was amazing.
Yeah, actually, that was the first time I really got to get to know you better, and I was like, this girl, she belongs here.
Yep. So it was a lot of fun.
What made you want to do burlesque?
I've danced since I was 3 years old, like all types of dance, so like ballet, tap, and jazz, hip hop, tribal, Latin, ballroom, whatever you got. And so I was with a local social club in Vacaville at the time called the Vivacious Vixens, and they were doing pinup modeling, but they also had a burlesque side. And I was asked to kitten a show, like 3 days into the social club. And so then they found out I danced, and I was on stage for the next show a month later. And so, and it's been history ever since.
Awesome. How did you feel the first time you ever performed burlesque?
Complete adrenaline high after the fact of feeling that I wanted to throw up a little. It's that high of I was high for like a week, just euphoric, because it was something that I pushed myself to do that I never ever thought I would ever do. Mm-hmm. Very empowering.
And how would you describe your personal brand of burlesque?
You never know what you're going to get when Shirley comes to the stage burlesque. I've become kind of a chameleon. You don't know what persona I'm going to embody. I tend to use totally different forms of music. I listen to such a broad range of music. It could be anything from, I don't know, freaking classical burlesque all the way to, just getting down like metal style, whatever, and everything in between. I just, whatever song I hear, whatever comes to mind for that song, it then becomes a creation.
Okay. What's the funniest thing you've worn on stage?
Funniest thing.
Or strangest thing, either.
Strangest? Probably my jigsaw mask. I did a jigsaw routine from the Saw movies. It was for our gamer girl, our gamer girl tribute, and so I opened the show as if you want to play a game? I hate covering my face entirely, so I only wore it for like the first 30 seconds of the song. But it made people like really question like how I made Saw sexy on stage. They all felt kind of weird afterwards. So that's exactly
the
what
best
you're going
kind of
for.
act. Makes
Right?
people feel weird after.
Yeah.
What's the funniest accident you've had on stage?
Well, I decided to make a new shirt for my Shape of You routine by Ed Sheeran. And as I was belly dancing, it was supposed to be a swing flag that I grabbed in the middle of my chest and popped off and then swung around like really awesome style. And when I went to go undo the knot at the top of the neck, it cinched tighter and tighter. And so I'm realizing what's happening, and so I like throw it over my shoulder like a cape, and I'm like, let's go! And I still went. And then like second verse started, I'm like, okay, scissors, anybody got scissors? And I had to be cut out of my shirt on stage. But everybody thought it was part of the act. I didn't miss a beat, so it was good.
I feel like it's got to become part of the act.
It might have to be. I don't know. I heard the song on the way here tonight, and I actually kind of want to do that routine again just to see how it comes off. And Betty now carries scissors backstage just for me. So.
Okay. How about this? Who is your favorite Moxie performer?
Okay, so I don't want to get beat up, so I'm going to go with all of them. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with all of them because I feel like we all bring something different to the stage. I feel like whether it's our personalities, whether it's our costuming, whether it's our ability to choreograph, whatever, I think we all bring everything to the stage and we share it with each other. And so I think everybody are all my favorites for different reasons.
That is a glorious answer. Someday I'll get somebody to answer my name.
Right? Totally. I'd be like, Ms Shirley Spring. No.
What is one piece of advice you would give someone who just started burlesque?
Oh gosh, know your music. Musicality is key in burlesque. The ability to get lost in your music because you're all of a sudden improvising because the crowd's interacting with you, and then knowing your music so well that you could hear that next beat and be right back into your choreography and not miss anything. It gives you the ability to mess up drastically and no one realizes it. It gives you the ability to interact with the audience. It gives you the ability to interact with different members of the cast sometimes. I tend to yell things at people while they're on stage. But yeah, musicality is definitely a big thing for me.
Okay. What is your signature move?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So everybody has their own signature dance moves. Apparently I serve all the face while I dance. And so apparently there is now a look called the Shirley. Or I'm sorry, Shirley. There is no the. It's Shirley. And apparently that's more like... And then there's the Ms Shirley, and it's like...
Yes!
So, yeah. So you get kind of, the whole side eye. Makes for really horrible pictures. Every performance picture, I'm like, little toes pointed, and I'm like, yeah, it's so bad. It's all good.
Okay. What acts are you doing tonight?
I'm in 3. I opened the show with Sheriff Shirley and my unicorn named Crown Royal. And then I'll be going into Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Apparently she appears on the Moxie stage tonight. I found her. And then we're going Suicide Squad style, and Harley and the Joker are making an appearance as the anti-villain villains. So yeah, we're going to close the show with that.
Okay, I have one last question for you, and that is, who is your guilty pleasure musical artist?
That would have to be Prince. I know him personally. I met him back in 2001. I was able to go to his house several summers in a row for his birthday parties and whatnot through a friend of mine in college. And I've been blessed to be able to do one of his songs attached to a George Strait song for Christmas cookies and cream, and that was freaking hot. But next show, you'll actually see me do a tribute to him, trying to embody the whole thing that is him. And at 5 foot nothing and $1.09 wet, it's hard to embody all that, much power and stage presence. So I'll see if I can do it.
Well, we look forward to it.
Yes.
And thank you so much for answering my questions and humoring me. Yes. All right. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.